Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together today at the International School of Asia and the Pacific. We are grateful for this opportunity to learn, grow, and build connections. As we start this class, we ask for your guidance, that we may approach our lessons with curiosity, focus, and open hearts. Help us to remember that every new piece of knowledge is a step toward becoming the people we are meant to be. Today, as we begin our journey as future public servants in the academe, we ask for your strength and wisdom. We recognize that this role is not just about what we teach, but about who we become as we help carry out abilities with honor, integrity, and a deep sense of purpose. May we always remember that what we do here has the power to make a difference in the lives of others. We pray for patience and humility in all that we do, and that we may always approach each challenge with an open mind. As we learn, may we also remember to lift each other up, support one another, and work together as a team. Help us to build a classroom where respect, kindness, and a love for learning are at the heart of everything we do. Lord, help us to stay grounded, even when things get difficult. Remind us that it's okay to stumble along the way. It's part of growing and learning. Give us the strength to keep going, and the courage to face whatever comes with a positive attitude and an open heart. Finally, we ask that you bless our journey ahead. May we always strive to be the best versions of ourselves, not just as students, but as future educators and public servants. We trust that with your guidance, we will soar as high as the mighty eagles we aspire to be. In your name we pray. Amen.
The Lept vision. We dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. As a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve its stakeholders. The Lept mission: to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education where his students learn in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. Teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. Administrators and staff, as stewards of the institution, ensure an enabling and supportive environment for effective learning to happen. Family, community, and other stakeholders are actively engaged and share responsibility for developing lifelong learners. Our core values: maka-Diyos, makatao, makakalikasan, makabansa. The DepEd Quality Policy Statement. The Department of Education is committed to provide learners with quality basic education that is accessible, inclusive, and liberating through proactive leadership, shared governance, evidence-based policy standards and programs, responsive and relevant curricula, highly competent and committed officials, and teaching and non-teaching personnel, and enabling learning environment. The department upholds the high standards of conduct and performance to fulfill the stakeholders' needs and expectations by adhering to constitutional mandates, statutory and regulatory requirements, and sustains client satisfaction through continuous improvement of the quality management system.
lang at hanapin ko kung ano document 7. Can you see the screen now? Okay. Are you done with your attendance? Okay. Yes, please. Okay. Let's have a quick check for let test items. Yeah. For item 1, a grade 5 teacher is choosing between an interactive quiz app and printed concept cards for a lesson on food chain. Half of the class has unstable device access, and the objective is accurate classification of producers, consumers, and decomposers. Which decision is the most instructionally sound? A. Use the quiz app because technology always increases their motivation. B. Use printed concept cards because non digital tools are always more inclusive. C. Use the tool that best aligns with objective and learner access, even if it is a non digital. Or D. Use tools both at the same time because the more tools automatically improve learning. What's your answer? Letter C. How about the others? Okay, you can just key in your answers on the chat box. Letter B. Okay. Okay, which of them tend to be more inclusive is C, that best aligns with objective and learner access even if it is a non-digital. So the best tool depends on the learning goals and of course on inclusivity, no? Access to the resources. In this case, the printed concept cards may be more practical for students without device. Okay? So this will all resolve no the problems of technology divides. Now, item 2, sure answer. Which classroom decisions best reflects the principle of selecting the right instructional tool? Our answer here is letter C. Okay, C, do we have other answers aside from letter C? You're correct. The answer is letter C. Why? The explanation says here that the effectiveness of the tool should prioritize over innovation. As much as you all inquisitive, innovative ideas, however, the technology could not provide it all, no? So the best tool is the one that can be prioritized or readily available. So if a simple chart aids provides better understanding than the digital tool, then so be it. Okay? So let's not forego with non-digital tools. For item 3, which situation best justifies the complementary use of non-digital with that of the digital tools? B. Okay, B. Let's reveal the answer. You are correct. No, it's B. This integrates non-digital flashcards with that of the digital QR code by providing a link for the task, no, enhancing learning through diverse methods. So you're using both the digital and non-digital format. For item number 4, C. Other answers? Ah, okay. The answer is C. You're correct. Supporting inclusivity and multimodal learning while preserving the alignment of lesson. So combining the tools both support the learning styles and ensure content align the learning objectives. Always remember that when it comes to educational goals, your learning objectives or the learning competencies for the day's session. Into item 5, letter the school for content organization, quizzes, forum, and progress tracking. Which feature of these distinguishes as it is for flexible learning? Okay, there is a one system that centralizes all the classroom activities. And that's the beauty of using an LMS. Nandun na lahat, no? Both synchronous and synchronous materials. Okay, item 6. See, the clearest example of synchronous is live videos on a real-time situation. Okay. Mga clinic instructors, so those who are now using, you can use this formula, yung ginagawa ko. Bago nyo muna yung answer key ng white in font, then you can reveal that immediately after the discussion. Sino gumagamit ng ganitong style? Which situation is the clearest example of asynchronous? Okay. Sana lahat kayo palarin, hindi lang papasa sa Lept, kundi magiging top notcher, no? Next, item 8. Which mode of learning is being described in the situation? A. Asynchronous. Bravo. After work hours, they can relay the explanation and respond thoughtfully, but they sometimes delay the task. And those are some keywords for asynchronous. Okay. You are correct, it's boy. Next, which classroom arrangement best illustrates a flipped classroom? Answer? We go for letter. Okay, it's letter B. Flipped classroom is when the students study teacher prepared videos. Then they use this as problem solving and discussion during their classroom activities. And the last, in a flex model, the teacher's role is best described as, okay, C, no? Facilitators to support the learners as they access the online content independently. Okay, the flex model is best given for those learners who are actually in the higher level or independent level of abilities. Well done. So all of the items were carefully be given answers. Now let's proceed to our for today. Okay. As agreed last session, we're going to revisit discussions on the various learning theories, okay, practices, models, and frameworks in the combination of technology with that of pedagogies. How well can we integrate most of these theories to practical solutions in the teaching and so paano natin ini-integrate ang ICT sa pedagogy? And we have how many models? We have four in the discussions of TTL1. We have the Dale's Con of Experience. We have the SAMR model. We also have the TPAC model and Bloom's digital taxonomy. Okay, and of course to rekindle once again your idea or what comes to your mind about all of these topics when somebody among you had discussed, may I invite you to please answer few sets of questions. You'll be grouped into four again. For every group, you're going to discuss and recall the various descriptions, definitions, and what do you recall about the four theories or models. Okay, that would just be very easy. I'll just send to you the link kung saan kayo mag-input ng answer. This will run for about 10 minutes. Will do. And then naman, 4 rooms. Please accept the invitation to proceed to your own respective rooms. Yes, yes, why? Sige, sige. Okay, parang kakaiba ito, no? I cannot, proceed you to the breakout sessions. However, the links are readily available sa ating comment box, and even in the description, you can share link. Preferably, you can go to group 1, group 2, group 3. Provide your input doon sa mga sticky notes. Oo. Ganun din ginagawa nila. No more other explanations. Okay? You choose 1, group 2, group 3 on the sticky notes and provide your answers there. Put your answers after your item. to listen to your reports. Okay, may I invite one Speaker of the House to please read everything that is listed per group. That that's why I already sent dun sa ating GC. Baka nyo sisirain na, no? Meron nang nanggugulo. Okay? So, bago pa man masira, in-screenshot ko na. And thank you so much for the active participation. As you can see, si Group 1 ang may napakalinis na tag ng kanilang output. No? Si Group 2 naman, kokonti ang mga nag-input. No? Okay? Who's the first? Group 1? Sana mga Group 1? Morning. Thank you very much, Group 1. Of course, so your speaker and spokesperson. A round of applause. Nakikita nyo, no, you co-on all the reports. Even we are online, no, nakikita natin yung the very good side of collaboration. Yes, Sir Randolph? Okay na. Sige. Okay. Sige, habang sa ngayon ay may nagkukulikot pa rin sa ating mga outputs. I think you are enjoying. Sige lang. Mas maganda sana yung whiteboard, no, yung dating gamit ng Google Meet. Pero natanggal na siya dito sa mga features niya. You can copy and paste, no. Pero dito kasi ay bawal ang copy paste. You need to encode, no, word by word your input. Sinabing copy paste kasi you might have been, no, copied from one source to the other. So ang gusto ni Padlet ay original, kaya ayaw niya ng copy-paste. Those are sticky notes. You can also add colors there para yung mga estudyante nyo ay matuwa. No? This is the substitute of the blackboard. Since we do not have blackboard at kung wala kayong mga interactive tablets, dahil mga Apple, mga ganun lang yung may mga stylus or yung may ball pen, tayo kasi walang mga ganon, so we can use this as your alternative block. So ang baka tanungin sa let, what's the substitute for blackboard in an online? The answer is yan, whiteboard or anong tawag ito sa other applications? Padlet, no? Padlet or whiteboard. Yan, sige, mag-enjoy pa na maglagay. Next, we'll proceed to group 2, team 2. Okay, the assigned is TPAC, not TOPAC. Who is the for team 2 to read the outputs? Okay. Thank you very much, Edmund, and the rest of the Group 2. Congratulations for that very informative stickers or sticky notes that you've shared about what you know and recall about the TPAC. And that's true, no? As the deals kind of experiences from concrete to abstract learning and including all the various most important experiences or aspects of learning. Now on the TPAC also, we should always remember that these three should go complementarily, the content, the pedagogical and the technological. Hindi dapat magkahiwalay ito. As we infuse technology or ICT to education, let's all remember that the materials that we use should be pedagogical in nature, and of course the content should be developmentally appropriate. So the lacking, no, the absence of one would mean hindi po mabubuo ang triangle. So this is triangle, kailangan meron siyang base, kailangan meron siyang sides, no, to complete this tree. Yan. Kapag technology lang ang ini-introduce mo, walang say at saysay sa pedagogical at content. Sabi ko nga, kapag nagpanood ka lang ng video at hindi mo yon ginamit to infuse, okay, and strengthen pedagogies, ay useless ang sinasabi nating nag-integrate ka ng to your lessons. Okay? Well done. Now we proceed to group 3. Ang haba-haba na, no? Dami nang na-add, na-duplicate. Okay, group 3. Here's your output. Okay, what's the beauty of this group work and the presentations, no? Sa ICT kasi sila sabing hindi nakaka-integrate or nagka-conduct ng collaborative set. That's very false or myth. Aming mga pwedeng pa-activity na gaya din sa classroom. Mas maganda at mas masaya dahil namamak sa group work. Who's group 3? Sino? I see the names here. Who will volunteer? Is it Rika, Erica, Jem, Simon, Ernaline? Open your mic, please. It's Diana. Saan kayo? Okay, si Sir Jem. Thank you very much. Okay. Virtual round of applause to Group 3 for coming and what they know already about SAMR, not SAMR, no? SAMR. Okay, this SAMR stands for substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinitions. Okay, this is integration of technology learning. As much as there are multiple contents no around online, lalong-lalo na yung mga lahat, maaring there will be millions of photos or images. There are millions likewise of faces. There are millions of or very myriad numbers of information. No? Kapag i-type mo nga lang ang noun, lalabas lahat ang mga resources for this specific content area. No? However, technology will not provide you to copy and paste only and just devour everything that can be seen in online. No, SAMR says there are various ways for us to consume the knowledge or to consume every information that are appearing no in the global system through internet resources. What can we do? We can substitute, we can augment, we can modify, and we can redefine. So hindi lang tayo mga plagiarized people, robots, mas lalo na no, tao tayo. So meron tayong kakayahan, abilidad, okay, responsibility to use these resources available through your own. No, you can originate your own, okay, revalidate your own, or have your own factual resources. Yan ang tinuturo ng model na SAMR. Okay, next. Thank you very much. The last group, nasan na? Puro puti naman na. Sana hindi nabura. Okay, buti na lang hindi nabura. Group 4, we have the names here: Marjorie, Rejoice, Keniest, Tuliao, Rejoice, Ira. Sinong mga speaker natin? Please open your mic now para mabilis na tayo magaan. Group 4. Paano kayo yung leader dito? Sige na. Basahin lang kung anong laman yan. Do not explain. First is, sige, thank you. Sino yon? Who's the brave soul? Si Ma'am? Ma'am Rejoice. Okay, good. Thank you, Ma'am Rejoice, and to the rest of the team. Congratulations for providing us the gist, no, of the lessons on the Bloom's taxonomy of digital objectives, no? Marami tayong uri ng blooms. Meron tayong yung original blooms, we have the revised blooms, and now we also have the Bloom's digital taxonomy, no? That is incorporating technology with that of the key competencies or skills that the learner should learn from one step to the other. Remember that when we talk about blooms, there are hierarchical levels of competencies, no? From basic, from remembering down to creating. So ganito din si Bloom's digital taxonomy, that there are basic skills that you need to provide among your learners, and there are also the levels, no, until at the very tip part of the pyramid. Yan. So sabi nyo nga, from remembering to creating, according to Ma'am Marjorie, that's right, no? And there are also activities na pang digital lang talaga, no? Meron din yung mga activities or competencies and skills for regular classroom settings. So maganda, no? May nag-postulate nito para ilatag kung ano yung mga basic competencies and skills in technology that could be expand, uh, grow, and reproduce in the long run. So all in all, my dear students, these are the models, the framework, yan, of teaching and learning in the field of ICT. So hindi lang siya ICT, napaka-importante na ano ang ambag ng ICT sa education system. So should you will be developing your own action research in the future when you will be in the field of education, then you can use this, no, kapag magtuturo kayo ng technology and livelihood education, TLE major in ICT. Kapag ang major nyo ay naka-align, no, sa baccalaureate degree nyo na ICT, pwede nyo i-realign sa TLE ICT. Pero ang problema sa board exam, ewan ko kung totoo na pag TLE, i-review nyo lahat ang agriculture, home economics, and entrepreneurship at mga lahat, no? Lahat ng components kasi ng TLE ata ay i-exam ninyo. So maraming hindi nagtutuloy na ang major nila ng 4-year degree program ay Bachelor of Science in ICT or Bachelor in Communication or Computer Engineering, kasi i-memorize nyo lahat yung mga 4 components ng TLE. So sino dito ang mga na baccalaureate niya ay computer science or information technology or computer engineering or other related courses ng ICT? Pwede kayo sa major in TLE ICT, no? Yung problema lang sa board ata ay i-exam nyo lahat ng components. Tama ba? Okay, i-research nyo na lang. Oo, totoo. So mag-social, yun, dalawa naman ang option nyo, social studies or araling panlipunan. Pwede din lang naman. Stop screen ko na to. Balik tayo sa session natin. Okay? So anyway, lahat ng mga sinabi natin sa ating mga sticky notes ay They are all correct, no? That's the summary of each of the theories, practices, and frameworks ng various teaching and learning. The first one is on the Dale's Con of Experience, who postulated this model is okay by from Sir Edgar Dale, that shows how learning experience ranges from concrete to abstract. Remember that when we use ICT, we cannot gather concrete objects into the very heart of the computer systems, no, hindi pwedeng ipasok, no. So we can only have a concrete first, then we can screenshot, photograph, or video it para maipasok natin sa computer systems. Ang tawag diyan ay abstract, no. Anything that is not physically present, these are all abstract in terms of its nature. So baliktad, no? Sa klase naman, from abstract to concrete, that's in-person classes, no? Pabaliktad. So sa ICT, ang pagtuturo naman ay from concrete to abstract. Yan ang pagkakaiba ng pedagogy ng integration of ICT. So it first appeared as audiovisual methods in teaching, which means visual analogy. Yan. Visual na lang siya. So not a strict rule for instruction. So who postulated this? It was postulated by Edgar Dale. In his work was strongly influenced by John Dewey's emphasis on meaningful experience. Then later connected to Brunner's modes of learning. No? Brunner is inactive, iconic, and symbolic. Why symbolic? It's because of abstract thinking. No? And what's the main idea of this framework? The main idea is that the learners move from a direct experience towards a symbolic experience. So at the bottom of the experience, sets of the learners can actually do, touch, and feel. Yan. Then it will become to a more abstract form, like translating it into words and in symbols. So Dale also warned that the con is often misused, especially the fake, no? That's 10% to 90% retention version, which was not his claim. So somebody is thinking that when it's abstract in nature, you cannot actually learn. Kasi yun nga, yung thinking natin na backward, na kailangan ay lahat ay concrete experience. Sabi nga, if I hear, I forget, no? If I see, I remember, but if I do, it will become a part of my life. Paano kung to see is to believe, no? Or to believe is to see. So yun yung kabaliktaran ngayon ng cons experience, no? Binabaliktad niya yung in-person classes kasi kapag nasa loob na ng ICT, hindi na natin nahahawakan because they are now in its other forms or in model. Pero marami ngayon ang mga beauty of the use of virtual realities or VR, no? And the 3D models na kinokopya niya yung parang totoong experience, but digitally they are not actually true, no? Especially yung mga virtual intelligence natin or AI, no? So in layman's term, what do we mean by layman's, no? In simple words, students understand better when they experience something first. Okay? It should be first-hand information, experience muna before only reading it or hearing about it. Yan. So paano na i-connect ang isang abstract sa isang concrete experience? Yan. Oh, I've done that before. So pwede mo nang ikwento, no? Pwede mo nang isulat because you already have it, experience it actually, no? Personally. So you have something to say, you have something to narrate, you have something to duplicate. Yan. Ang tawag yan ay Dale's Con of Experience. So This is not meaning that the teachers must always use hand-on activities. Sometimes the pictures, the videos, the demonstrations, and the discussions are enough. So the real idea now then is balance. Remember that you need not always to bring a cow to give you a milk, no? There will always be a process how a milk can be served or can be shown. Remember that, no? So another example here, yan, how can a plant grow, no? You can use a concrete plant from seedlings down to the mature part. Pero however, yan ay very impossible, no? Na isang tanim mag-undergo siya into various forms. Kasinungalingan yan, no? Because you have to work on it, no? Time to time, na the same kind of plant. Pero if you pick another types of plant, parang hindi rin makatotohanan, no? So you need to video it, you need to document it until such time na naging mature at namunga yung plant na yan. No? So those are examples of a balance reporting, no? So direct and purposeful experiences that the students need to plant seeds. Then the contrib experience, okay, they can use a model of a plant, no? It can be a picture of a plant or a symbol of a plant or a video of a plant that's contrib. Then you can dramatize it, no? How a plant grew or a plant grow, no? So students can role play the parts of the plant that is growing. Then demonstration. The teachers can show how watering affects the growth, and there are visual symbols like students study the charts or a diagram of the life cycle of a plant. Then there are verbal symbols. The students can read a textbook definition of how photosynthesis occur or how plant grows through maturation, from planting through giving seeds or flowers. Now, in the classroom, the DILSCON, when planning lessons, do not rely only on lecture and memorization. It also helps the teachers choose learning experiences that move from a real and meaningful down to abstract and symbolic part. Okay, remember this drawing, no? I already sent to you last time the pyramid of the Dane skull of experience, cone of experience. So when you read, when you hear, there is about 10% to 20% only retained, no? But if you simulate, you model, you experience, you design, and you do the real thing, that will give you 90% of what they do. So, what's the best way for you to remember DalesCon for your let is from doing to words. At the bottom is experience, and at the top of it is through the use of symbols. Klaro na sa inyo ang cons? Yes? Hello? Okay, now we go to SAMR model. The SAMR model, no? The SAMR is a model of technology integration in teaching. So it stands with the acronym substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. So it helps teachers examine how technology changes a learning task from simple replacement to real transformation. Who postulated and who's the author of SAMR model? We have Dr. Ruben Puentedura. Ruben Puentedura. A one source note, it was developed as part of his work connected with the main learning technology initiative, while Edutopia describes it as a four-tier model for thinking about technology integration. What's the main idea of this model? SAMR is not really a theory, no? It is a model or a framework. So its main idea is that technology can be used at various levels. Okay, what's text substitution? Technology can be replaced by a traditional tool. So it can be substituted, no? From a real flower, it can be substituted into an image or a model of a flower. Augmentation, it replaces it with improvements, no? It even higher in its specifications or augmented reality. Yeah. Why it's augmented reality? It's a substitute to the real experience. But actually, you can also shout, you can even do anything in real as if you are there, no? O, sino na naka-experience na gumamit ng augmented reality or virtual reality? Lahat na kayo naka-experience, yung inilalagay sa mata as if you are there, no? Sino nang nanood ng mga 4D sa sinihan? Ganon ang mga augmentations. Yes? Kapag hindi nyo pa na-experience, you better experience it so that you'll have something to share to your students. What is augmented? Ah? Yes? Walang sumasagot. Siguro na-experience na yung maglaro, no? When you play, ano tawag doon, mga PlayStations, ganun. Then modifications, okay, from the word modify, significantly redesign the task. Okay. Most especially among our learners who are inclined with uh, various types of media, no? Sa mga auditory, visually inclined, can modify. Then redefine, yung mga text-to-speech, ano pa, lahat pwede na ngayon, no? And redefine, tech allows tasks that were previously impossible and now they're actually possible through the use of digital technologies. In layman's terms, some are as is the technology just replacing something or is it transforming into learning? Yun. So hindi lang pang replace, no? Instead of replacing it, why not use it for transformative form of learning? Okay, it can be a very good substitute to learn. Halimbawa, you don't have anything to use for your travel to go to Japan. Why not experience Japan through watching, no? The others' experience. When you watch vlogs, okay, when you watch how food is being cooked in Japan, then you can actually have it na lang through watching a tutorial in cooking their most favorite dish from various nations. Yun, ganon ang redefinition. Redefinition. Example, and so how is SAMR used in the classroom? The SAMR reflect on whether technology is being used meaningfully. So it reminds us that not every lesson must reach redefinition. Sometimes people's simple technology are enough. So the point is to choose the right level of for the objective of today's session. The summer model is actually a hierarchical, no? Parang Bloom's taxonomy din. From the redefinition, the technology allows for the creation of new tasks. Modification is technology allows a significant redesign. Okay, that's transformation. For enhancement level naman, you can use substitution or augmentation. So what's the best way to remember SAMR? Yan, use their level of tech use, substitute, followed by augment, modify, and the highest is redefine. Yan. So we're down to the next three part, and that is the TPAC model. Okay, the TPAC stands for Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge. Yan, TPAC. Ulitin nga natin. Technological Pedagogical and Content Knowledge. So it is a framework explaining the kinds of knowledge that a teacher needs in order to integrate the technology that is effectively in teaching. So TPAC is used by the teacher, no, it's not used by the learners. How well the teacher could understand better, no, the integration of technology is through the use of TPAC model. Who postulated TPAC? Okay, baka lalabas sa let nyo. It's Punya Misra and Matthew Kohler in 2006. So it's just very lately where TPAC model was launched. No? What's the theory? The TPAC is a framework. It's not a simple technique. So it builds on Shellman's pedagogical content knowledge or PCK. Walang technological, no? Kapag walang technological, it's Shellman's. Kapag meron na sina Punya Misra and Matthew Kohler. So the major parts are CK, content knowledge, PK, pedagogical knowledge, TK, technological knowledge. So when you combine, it will be PCK. Okay, from the P means pedagogical content knowledge. TCK is technological content knowledge. TPK is technological pedagogical knowledge. And finally, a combination of all of this that is technological, pedagogical, ano yung A? Ba't siya? TPAC. Ano yung A kanina? Nanglito tong A na to Content knowledge. Wala namang A pala Peda, from the word peda siguro. Which is useful integration of all these three. Meron ba siyang sinabing descriptions between peda? Ayun dyan. So what's the layman's term? The simple words, a good teacher does not only know the subject, it does not only know how to teach it, and does not only know how to use the gadgets or applications, but a good teacher knows how to combine the right content, combining the right teaching method, and the right technology for specific lessons and learners. Okay? If you are teaching fractions, you need to combine what is fraction well, that's content, sinabi na kanina, how to teach fractions through guided practice, how to teach fractions to interactive, and how to choose the applications better to help visualize the fraction parts in all the various tech tools na binibili or ginagamit natin. So this is the model.
No.
Kapag pinaghalo mo ang pedagogical knowledge sa content knowledge, how well you could integrate content with pedagogies. No? What are the strategies and approaches to teach better the content? Kapag technological knowledge and content naman, how well you integrate technology with the knowledge that you're going to teach. Kapag pedagogical knowledge and technological knowledge, how well strategies, approaches, and theories can be enhanced through the use of technology. Yan. So isa-isa niyan, in-explain kung anong gamit ng TPAC. Okay, what's the best way to remember TPAC aside from TOPAC? TPAC is the teacher's knowledge triangle. Content is what to teach. Pedagogy is how to teach it. And technology is what tool you can use to teach better the content and the pedagogy. Okay, we now have the last, and that's the digital taxonomy by Bloom's. Remember that the Bloom's digital taxonomy is a digital age adaptation of the Bloom's revised taxonomies. So it keeps the cognitive levels but connects with it to digital activities and tools. The digital version commonly associated with Andrew Church's, yes, and the Bloom's originally taxonomy dates in 1950s, and the revised, yan, C. Anderson and Cratwell, was published in 2001. That's still what we are using it in the classroom, no? The revised by Anderson, who postulated, yeah, remember that the original taxonomy was Anderson and Cratwell. At later, I must develop ni Andrew Churches through the infusion of a digital adaptation. So what's the main idea? Taxonomy is not a full learning theory. It organizes thinking skills from the lower order to the higher order. Okay? Parehas din, no? Remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and the last step is creating. So Churches added digital actions to this, okay, by bookmarking, advanced searching, editing, mind mapping, commenting, viewing, and programming. So what's the simple words for this? Bloom's taxonomy help the teachers ask, what kind of thinking do I want my students to do? And what digital task matches their level? Okay, for example, in a session about climate change, for them to remember is they will list facts as shared in a shared note. In terms of understanding level, the student summarizes an article on their own words about climate change. Applying is they can use a spreadsheet to organize the temperature data. Analyzing is they compare the two data sets in the morning and in the afternoon maybe. Evaluating is they critique the proposed solution for an online forum and create. They produce an infographic or a short video campaign about climate change. Now, how it is used in the classroom? Okay. The teacher can use writing objectives, choosing activities, designing assessment, and checking whether the students are only recalling information or already producing higher order work. So it is very useful in lesson planning and of course in performance tasks by selecting, no, what appropriate activity can be done in these levels. For example, in remembering level, yan, they can use copying, highlighting, and searching. For the understanding level, they can use journaling, tweeting, subscribing, or tagging or commenting on social media. For applying, they can use calculations, charting, editing, and uploading. For analyzing, they can use mind mapping, surveying, linking, and validating. For evaluation, they can use grading, testing, posting, and moderating. For creating level, we have blogging, filming, podcasting, and directing. So that's the digital taxonomy level. So what's the best way to remember the Bloom's digital? Yun, parehas naman, but in a digital manner. Very important. Okay, always remember the summary for every sessions. Ito naman yung kanyang tabular summary. Okay, you can best remember who's the author or writer, postulate of this theory, what's the description, and what are its relations to teaching pedagogies. Okay, so that's all for today's review sessions. And I do hope that you've learned something for today's session. Meron ba? Yeah. All the activities being presented, you can also do it and share it to your respective students. Okay, so may I invite you now to please open your cameras? Or do you have any questions so far to raise? Concerns? Questions? Please open your camera now. All print screen. Sa mga may laptop, please do so also. Please get a screenshot. Thank you. Okay na? May naka-screenshot? Mamayang gabi, sino yung may discussions pa mamaya? Sunday? Anong class? Ah? 10 in the evening? O magkuha na lang kayo. Mag-note na lang sa GC yung may session mamaya. Okay? So next meeting, we'll proceed with the next subject. No? It's another exciting subject, and that is understanding the child and adolescence development. Yung mga clinical instructors natin na mga nursing teachers or instructors, marami na silang alam tungkol sa child and ado, no? I-relate na lang natin siya through education. Once again, thank you very much and see you next meeting. God bless and happy weekend. Happy holidays din. Susunod. Bye-bye.